Good morning. It's May 28th. I'm down here in South Albert. I had to take one of my cars into the shop, and I just did some riding in the coffee shop here, the French Press. And I'm going to do a walk while I'm still waiting for them to get my car ready. It's just an oil change, so it shouldn't be much longer. So we'll walk up this side of South Albert, and then we'll see where we go from there. Earl's Kitchen and Bar, dead ahead. Dead ahead if I get run over. Used to be a liquor store over there, but it's not anymore. Saskatchewan liquor stores, the government-owned ones, are gone now. Although the SLGA still looks after bringing liquor in the province for all the stores, I believe. I think, which I'm not 100% sure about that, so maybe I shouldn't say it. This is Earl's. Nice kind of restaurant. Kind of a restaurant. It is a restaurant. I'm hoping by the time I finish this walk that the car will be ready. I might just go down there and find out. So I'll end up down there. Indian Palace Buffet. It's been a couple of things over the years. That's what it is now. Followed by DQ, Dairy Queen, which I've been at many times because my daughter, when she was dancing or doing Do It With class, the Young People's Theater, we'd sometimes end up here after something with her friends, sort of in the younger days. I don't know if I'll walk down that side or if I'll go a block over maybe once I get up to 25th up here. Not here, but further than that. Kentucky Fried Chicken, there's the Colonel. Sorry, it just reminded me that my friend Robert Urson, who's artistic director of Do It With Class Young People's Theater, the Young People's Theater I just mentioned, they just did his new show, The House on Pooh Corner, and he actually does look a bit like Colonel Sanders. One of the kids had pointed that out to him, so that was kind of funny. My little fur ball on top of my microphone today, which is hopefully helping with the wind. Oh. Something's been sold. I don't know what exactly. KFC? They're going to turn into something else? I don't know. That's a reasonably new hotel over there. That's what styles itself as a British pub in it, which is too bad. Been in there a few times. There's a medical lab that I've gone to once or twice for blood tests and such. And we come up to what used to be called, I guess they still call it, no, they don't call it the Golden Mile Center anymore. It's called something really boring. The old Golden Mile Center was basically almost torn down completely and replaced with new things. Not quite completely, but almost. There's a big wine store there, or liquor store, Urban Cellar, speaking of non-government run liquor stores. Fat Burger. Never eaten there. Can't say it sounds all that appealing. Boy. Unusual jet sound. Almost wonder if it's a military jet. Just the angle the wind's blowing, I guess, maybe. I don't actually see anything. We do occasionally get F-18s flying over because CFB Moose Jaws, where all of Canada's fighter pilots are trained. Yeah, it's now called... Well, it's not on this sign. Oh yay, Inspired Cannabis. Same-day delivery for all your pot needs. I have very little use for legalized pot, but it is legalized here. Hello, Stefan. Thank you. It's kind of windy and it's supposed to snow tomorrow. I haven't looked to see how much. It's going to be about freezing tomorrow, so it'll probably just be wet and sloppy. But yeah, we're not out of the snow woods yet. Yeah, that used to be called the Golden Mile Center, and now they call it Smart Centers, which, you know, is really boring. Now, I have a choice up here as to which way I walk. Do I go over to that side? I'll have to be on that side eventually, so I think I might as well cross at the light here. But I'll probably go down a bit further into the neighborhood over there instead of just walking down the other side of Albert Street. I'm hoping I'll get a text any time now that says my car is ready. Or at least by the time I've finished a half hour or 45-minute walk, it should be ready. One hopes. They said it for sure be done by lunchtime. This is our new old car, used car we bought. It was inspected and everything, but they didn't do an oil change, and the sticker in it says it's due for one from the previous owners. And it just seems like good practice. Technically, I think it's overdue from the sticker time-wise, but of course it wasn't driven for a couple of months while it sat on the lot in Saskatchewan. Marion Gardens over there. Used to be a school, Marion, girls' school, but those buildings have been there a long time. There is still a school up there, which we'll walk by in a minute. If I keep going this way, which I think I will. This used to be a Safeway. Now it's a co-op, but not a grocery store. Seems to be just a pharmacy. Or maybe they're still working on the grocery store. I don't know. And then the YMCA is here. It moved from 13th, where I used to take my daughter to the YMCA daycare and used to go for workouts. And unfortunately it closed. There is something else in that building. I haven't checked out their gym yet. I keep thinking I should. I'm getting lots of walking, but I'm not doing any upper body stuff at all. And for a couple of years I was quite religious about it, and I did notice a difference, but time, do all the things that are good for you. You don't have time to do all the things you have to do, like work. I don't think I've ever walked down this street, in this direction anyway. So yeah, Marion Gardens there, kind of a retirement. Let's see if I can zip up the coat a little bit more here. The wind is a little sharp. I had to move my microphone in the process, though. Can't find the zipper. I know it's there somewhere. Oh well. Maybe I just need to put the Velcro a little bit more. Here we are on the back side of these old apartment buildings here. There's the entrance into Marion Gardens, one of them. You can tell it's a school because I have to slow down to 30k here from my previous pace of more than that. Seems like every place I'm crossing a driveway now, somebody's trying to turn in or turn out. That's about the third car. There's timing. This is, of course, the Catholic Church, because this, I believe, is a separate school over here. There's always a church close to a separate school, Catholic school. Funny that. Almost like they're Catholics. was a student who must be running late for something. This is the Boldus. Yes, Dr. Martin the Boldus, Catholic High School. He's right on the front. I've only been in there maybe once when my daughter was doing improv with Luther College High School on a team that went on to play second in the country in a national competition in Ottawa. One of the regional competitions was held here. I think that's the only time I've been in there. Proctor Place probably doesn't take me through anywhere. Yeah, but I could. Actually, it probably is just around and dumps me back out here. So let's keep going this way. I have a big sign there. Built in 1976. That's the year I graduated from high school. So it wasn't here when I was in high school. Should hasten to say, I was only 16 when I graduated from high school. I turned 17 the month after grad in July. So there, you can knock a couple of years off my age from what you might have guessed from that. I was only 20 when I graduated from university. All due to skipping a grade and then picking up another semester or so from my grade 12 credits from Saskatchewan, transferring to a university. There was some debate about that while I was down there, which was worrisome for a while when it looked like they might not accept them. But they decided they would. I don't know what went on behind the scenes, but I graduated in December 1979 at the ripe old age of 20 and began my career as a newspaper reporter and editor. Eventually, of course, freelance writer, publisher, as I am now. That's what I was doing this morning, publishing stuff, editing stuff. I would walk down that way, but clearly it's all ice and snow and I don't want to. So we will go down Bell Street here and see where that takes us. Again, I don't think I've ever walked down Bell Street. It's long and straight, I can see that. Probably not long enough, actually, if I want to stretch this out to a significant amount. How long have I been so far? 10 minutes? 13 minutes? Oh, look, a long note. Happy Easter to you too, James, and enjoy the walks. As a former Regina resident, now in Medicine Hat. This is not our prettiest time of year, that's for sure. Old snow, gray snowbanks, ice, nothing green, nothing growing, and dusty because of all the snow melting and leaving dirt behind on the streets. Actually, April is worse for my contacts, I usually find. It tends to be the windiest month because of temperature differences between the south and the north. And the dustiest month because of the snow melting. So also the worst month for a contact wearer. I often have found nothing worse than gritting your contacts. Maybe I will go a little further to the left when we get up to this next corner. In fact, maybe I could cross now if somebody's coming. Somebody is coming. But only from one direction. These style of houses always make me think of the Brady Bunch. Probably built in the 60s or 50s. Houses I associate with when I was growing up. It's the new houses, the newer ones. But we lived in an apartment at Western Christian College, which was in refurbished, slightly refurbished, Second World War air base buildings, Commonwealth Air Training Command base in Weyburn was what our school was located in. So the education building was the most renovated. It had been the mess hall, I believe. Okay, guess we'll try this. And then the dorms had been barracks of various sorts. I think the dorm we were in, the building we were in, was probably officers' quarters, but I can't swear to that. Our student center was the former canteen. Our skating rink was the former indoor parade ground. It worked, as you know, they put ice in it and it had boards and everything, but it was actually too short. It wasn't regulation because it wasn't built as a rink. But it worked for us for skating. That's right. I was never much of a skater because I have flat feet. It was very painful for me to skate. Plus, I was 8 years old when we moved up here, so I'd already missed the formative years of learning to skate that we do in Canada. You start at 2 or 3 sometimes. So I was a bad skater, and it hurt. But I did it enough to, it was kind of fun. I haven't skated in years now. Doubt I could even fit into my skates. The last pair I bought, my feet seem to be getting bigger. I'm wearing 13 shoes and I used to wear 12. Gravity, I guess, squishing everything down as it does. There, now if you want to buy me a new pair of shoes, you know what size they need to be. Okay, where are we? Ah, yes, of course, I know this sort of little island here. Somewhere along here, it might even have been that house. Would that be right? One of these, I think, is where Colin Brewer, the host of CBC's afternoon edition radio program here in Saskatchewan for many years, lived. And I was there a couple of times. We were friends as well as I was on his show weekly for years and years and years, talking about the science of everyday things. Okay, we'll go this way. I don't remember, well, we were there he was also a musical theater performer. We really got to know each other through doing shows with Regina Lyric Light Opera, now Regina Lyric Musical Theater. He tended to get the leading man parts. I tended to get the comic sidekick parts. For years, pretty much. I was always more of a character actor than leading man material, I'm afraid, and still am. And so I'm currently playing, or will be playing, Maurice in Beauty and the Beast with the aforementioned Regina Lyric Musical Theater at Dark Hall at the end of May. Actually, it's the first real stage production I've been in for years. I used to do 2 or 3 a year, but that all changed. Mostly because I had a daughter who started doing all that stuff, and I was busy with her. And then, of course, COVID killed a couple of years in there. I don't know. I miss it. And I keep saying I'll do more, but things keep interfering. Like I was going to audition for Mamma Mia with Regina Summer Stage. Thought I could play one of the fathers, but something came up because now I'm interviewing Robert J. Sawyer at Festival of Words in Moose Jaw on July 20th, which happens to be my birthday. It also happens to be a show day for Mamma Mia. So I didn't want to be rushing back for a show while I was there. Even if I would have gotten the part, which there's no guarantee, of course. But I didn't audition, so I definitely won't get it now. It's been expanded at some point, that one. Speed limit, photo enforced. Oh, I better be careful I don't walk too fast along here. Getting a picture taken by the speed camera. Although I don't know where that camera is supposed to be. Sure, there's a sign, but there's no sign of a camera. It may just be a, we're warning you, but we're not really doing it. Oh, see, even now with the wind, I'm getting dust in my eyes. Hello, Nemiana. Ooh, well, I know why they did it, because there was a fatality, but they're going to be a pain. I don't drive down 13th all that often, but it's going to be a pain. 30 is so slow, 30 kilometers an hour. I mean, yeah, I know why they did it, but there's a rink over here, Murray Balfour Arena. And then we're coming up to the biggest high school in Regina, Campbell Collegiate. I could, I don't know, we'll keep going. We'll go by the high school. So personally, I'm against it, but I don't suppose I have any influence. The 30-kilometer-hour school zones are, I mean, again, sure, but there's just certain times of the day when you're going to encounter people crossing the road. I like what they do over at Luther College High School. It's not a permanent slowdown there. There's a signal. And here we are, Campbell Collegiate. Been in there many a time. They do have a big musical theater program. I don't know, I say they're the largest. I'm sure they are the largest. I think they're 2,000 students or something like that. Maybe more. Whereas Luther, where my daughter went, is only 400, not 100 per grade. Probably more in grade 9 and fewer in grade 12, because it's a very academic school, and that means that quite a few students move somewhere else after they've tried it for a year or two. Campbell Collegiate. Home of the Spartans. Bethany Gospel Chapel over there, and there's an elementary school over there. So it does say photo radar, so there must be a camera. You can see why. In this case, you've got two schools, one elementary, and a pretty busy road. People tend to come that way and around this corner as well. But I still don't know where the photo radar camera is supposed to be. They tell you it's there, but it's well hidden. Because I would expect it to be maybe here, but that's clearly not it, because unless there's one on the other end that I missed, you would have to have a camera on it, which, oh yeah, that's it. That's the photo radar right there. Okay, so there must be one down on the other side of the street that I didn't notice. École Massey School. Must be French immersion. Oh, hello. Ranieros? I'm having a hard time reading the name because of my eyes. Oh, well, hope you like it when you get here. I've been here a long time now. Moved here in '88. And in that church too. Ham supper, all one word. The church for the community, as opposed to other churches. I think all churches are for the community, I think. One would hope. It's an Anglican church. An interesting building. I don't remember what the auditorium looks like. I think I may have only been in the basement. I think we were picking up tables or something for a lyric event. Anyway, there's their main entrance there. That's a daycare at the end of that building, at the end of the school. Or the kindergarten maybe at this end. I don't know, it could be the library with those windows. Hard to say. I've never been in there that I'm aware of, that I recall. I thought I might walk that way down the alley, but I guess I won't. They clearly don't want you to do that. Where are we? Yeah, we'll go on around the bend. So I've managed to stretch this out pretty good. It's, well, probably about 45 minutes if I keep going. Could go down in there, but it's more interesting up here because we'll go around. There's a little strip mall we can go by. As long as I stay on this side of the street, I don't believe I have to cross the road anywhere. Check in at the OK Tire just to see how they're doing. Maybe it's done and they just haven't texted me yet by the time I get there. Or maybe they'll text me in the next few minutes. It is, what, pushing 11? If they're not done, I can always cross the street and sit in the Starbucks across the street for a little while. Or if they're really close, I'll just wait in their little waiting area. Up there yet. Is that a house on the corner? Something else. Must be something else. Well, it's another church. This time it's a Lutheran church. Using Catholic, Anglican, and now Lutheran on this wall. And Bethany Gospel Church. 4 churches. Our Savior's Lutheran Church. Sunday worship 10:30. All are welcome. Take the sidewalk. Just for variation. Somewhat awkward variation. Just dumps you into the parking lot here. All right, well, we'll go back to the main sidewalk. Oh, look, another cannabis store. Next to a drugstore. There used to be a pizza place here, but it's something else now. That restaurant and lounge used to be a Western Pizza, I believe, and we used to come here for cast parties after lyric shows sometimes. I haven't been in there since it became the Calabash Restaurant and Lounge. I have no idea what it's like now. I think that's in the pizza area. Maybe it still says pizza over here though, but it looks closed. So maybe that was the pizza area. I don't know. Convenience store. That used to be a recycling place. Now it's a gym. Oh, it is still Sarcan though. Okay. They must have shrunk the Sarcan, or it's gone and that's an old sign. That might be what's going on. And it's just a gym now. Huh. Can't keep up with all the changes. Also, lasting impressions hair design. As opposed to what? Transitory impressions hair design? Look now for grad and wedding styles. Now hiring. I could get a job as a hairstylist. How hard can it be? Oh my god, what is this? Elgin. Interestingly, I went to Elgin School in Weyburn, all named after a former Lieutenant Governor, or Governor General, I believe. If I remember right. Lord Elgin. Oh, that's a big trailer. Camper. That's a big rock. How's that for insightful commentary? Ooh, big camper. Ooh, big rock. Nowhere else do you get that kind of detailed commentary on Regina. We got big campers, we got big rocks, we got big trees. There's a big tree. They've all been planted, of course. No trees grow here naturally. But the old spruce or many-story tall. Actually, not too much further. We go around the bend, and we just go up a couple of blocks, and we're at the car place. Well, we have to walk by a McDonald's on the way. Be brave. Interesting, they have a wheelchair ramp. Considering how much coffee I drank waiting, I'll have one good reason to stop in at the car place. Oh, this is a nasty bit of ice. Because it's got water on it, makes it doubly slippery. Maybe even trebly slippery. Supremely slippery. Superbly slippery. Scintillatingly slippery. Stunningly slippery. I keep seeing texts, but they're not from my car place. Down the corner. This road drives you around the bend. Oh, look. Taxis at home. Two of them, which is interesting. Is it just a side? Are there two taxi drivers there? Or, oh, there's a BMW parked further up. Taxi driving must pay well if they've also got a BMW. There's another school over there, and I have sometimes walked over there, but not today. Around the corner, back toward Albert Street now. Couple blocks up that way. Albert Street is where the stoplights are up there, and the car is going by. And the car, OK Tire, is about a block to my right once we get around the corner onto Albert Street. We're onto the service road on this side of Albert Street. Hello, Jolly. Kind of like that old apartment building. I like those sort of white balconies you see on a certain era of apartment building. They're just boxes, but that dresses them up a little bit. A lot of those have turned into condos, I think, down that street. My niece had a condo down one of these side streets at one point. It was probably an apartment building originally. I don't know, though. Could be a rental space still. Richardson Crescent. You have to make a U-turn if you want to come back to this side of Albert Street like that white car just did. If you turn right off of Albert and then you want to go down the service road, you have to do that U-turn. Before the McDonald's, there's a gas station, Shell station here in the corner. Car wash. So there's the Southland Mall. Chapters Indigo bookstore right down there. Told you there was a McDonald's. Haven't been in a McDonald's in a very long time. They no longer try to tell you how many billions of people they've served. And almost all of them have been torn down and rebuilt more than once, I think, as they change their branding a little. And they've got their coffee thing. This one says 24 hours. Cafe. Yeah, open 24 hours for all your 3 a.m. McDonald's needs. I've never felt the urge to get a McDonald's hamburger at 3 in the morning, but I guess it happens. You can see the OK Tire sign up there. That's where I'm headed. Strip mall here. There's a few things in it, including Venice Tailors, which is where my daughter got her grad dress. I remember that well. Oof. What else have we got? The coffee shop, another marijuana shop. Honestly, how many potheads do we have to keep these places in business? SGI. Comic readers down here I've been into more than once to things for my daughter, or with her when she was getting things. I have no idea what Kumon is. Zippity Zoom Toys. Oh, that's new. At least new to me. Don't buy a lot of toys now. What, daughter being almost 23. She buys her own toys. Okay, well, we'll check in here at OK Tire and see. Traffic here. It's a clothing place. Well, the car is sitting out, so I think it must be done. All right. Excellent. So we'll stop right here. Thanks for walking with me, and I'll be back. Bye for now.